Good morning, ladies and gentlemen in Radio Land. Welcome to Platform for Education, another edition. This morning, your host is Mr. Pay, co-founder of the Liberian Radio and Television Network, and the chairman of the board of directors for the Liberian Radio and Television Network. Welcome to Platform for Education. Today, we will be discussing HYDROCELE. This is a condition, a medical condition that is prevalent in little newborn, especially boys, newborn. We're going to be discussing that. And we know big people can also have that when they have an infection. And it is not really killing, it doesn't kill anybody except that if the testicle is twisted, then it becomes painful. HYDROCELE, when we say hydro means water, seal is in the capsule. All right, that's what we're talking about, HYDROCELE. So before the woman delivered a child, the boy child, the testing is already put together nearer to the kidney. It is just hanging nearer to the kidney. Before the lady delivers, that testing is a descent straight from the kidney into the abdomen, from the abdomen straight into the scrotum. There's a pathway in the groin. It passes through the groin, where it gets into the scrotum. That pathway has to seal within a year time. It's sealed within a year time. But if it doesn't seal, the fluid from the stomach drains into the scrotum around the testicle. And then at that, you have HYDROCELE. That water will just continue to sit there. And it will bulging. So, actually, you don't feel any pain. The only thing you will know in front of you will be very big. Your trouser will just always be hanging big like that in front of you. But at a certain time, what they do, they drain it. They drain it out. They drain that fluid out. All right, but then later on, it starts draining back again in it. That's how sometimes management of HYDROCELE, sometimes they put a belt on it so that the water, when the water getting into the scrotum, it will be pushing right back into the abdomen. But it is not always right to do that. Okay, so HYDROCELE is just an inconvenient medical condition that happens when that particular space where the testicle leave the abdomen and pass into the scrotum. Sometimes the baby is born, you can't even see the testicle in the scrotum. It's undescended, it stays in the stomach. But it takes some time before it drops down into the scrotum. That's what happened with HYDROCELE. But then if it passes down into the scrotum, we want that space, that root through which the testicle came, we want that space sealed up. And it has to be sealed up at least in a year time with the boy. This is happening only to boy children. All right. Some big people can have that when they have an infection of the scrotum and other things like that. They develop HYDROCELE. It's the same place. People develop hernia because that place it becomes a little bit weaker, and you keep pressing, especially with most men who used to doing a little hard work, keep lifting weight or taking a lot of load and other things from the beginning. You keep doing that, you increase the abdominal pressure, then that area right under your navel it is weaker, and the intestine can, push through there, and you get into the scrotum. You can have it both sides. You can have it on the right, you can have it on the left. Then it end up with what we call inguinal hernia. You know, hernia coming right into the ground. But that the hernia is a little bit dangerous than the hydrocele. The hydrocele is just the accumulation of fluid from the stomach into the scrotum around the testicle. But the hernia is the intestine protruding through the weaker part of the abdomen into the scrotum. And you know that the intestine is distributing all the food that you're eating going through, digestion is going through. So the intestine is sitting, it is some part of it sitting inside the scrotum, and the intestine normally move that we call peristalsis. They normally move. When they move like that, the food move through it. So if it move like that and it twists, it becomes twisted, then that hernia will become, we call that strangulated hernia, and which is very painful. It will cause you to vomit. You got a part of the intestine in there and it turns and you feel it twisting. So nothing is straight again and become blue because no more blood supply going in there. There where people die of hernia, strangulated hernia. So hernia is much more dangerous than hydrocele. But right now, let's take a little break and we will come back and give you more on hydrocele. And this is, we've been talking about men's health from last week. We continue on men's health. Most of the things we're talking about here, they affect men. All right? So let's take another break. We'll come right back. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are back from break. Like we said, we've been discussing men's health for the past two events. So we've been discussing, first we started with medication, high blood pressure medication, the first line of high blood pressure medication that they gave to men that have been causing them erectile dysfunction. We talk about that and we ask you to take your medication if you can. If you know that it's causing problem, go back to your doctor to give you another group of medication that will not affect your erection. All right. And when we told you that it is not only high blood pressure medication that will cause erectile dysfunction. When you hit the age of 40, there's a hormone we call testosterone that it is made in your testicle. Your testicle made that in the scrotum. But when you hit the age of 40, your testicle will not be able to make this testosterone these hormones again, and your body will not be able to make it. And that is the hormone that is responsible for your hair and your man shape and all these on that we do that make you to have erection and everything like that. But when that hormone is not there, you will start losing hair. You will start having lot. You know, your the feeling for sex will not be there no more. So it will start dying down little by little. So as a result, you need to be taking supplement for testosterone in order to maintain your erection. Okay, then beside that, when you also have you over the age of 40, you have to also know that your prostate, your prostate can get enlarged. So that one of the reasons why many people die of prostate cancer. Now, when after the age of 40, it start getting enlarged. Then, when you go to do your test, when you go to see the doctor, they will do what they call PSA. That's the antigen they use from the blood to test how whether your prostate is enlarged. And if it is enlarged, they will send you to a laboratory. They will send you to a lab so that they can do a biopsy. Biopsy is just to take a tissue from your prostate and then check it to see why it is enlarged. Is it enlarged for nothing, or it is enlarged because it developed cancer? So that's the first thing. So when you check it out, many people do develop cancer at that point, and many people do develop enlarged prostate, but because it just enlarged, that is not cancerous. So as a result, you can just take some supplement medication to reduce the swelling, and that you will go back properly. But because to know that you have prostate, most of the time you go in the bathroom very fast, very frequently. In the night you don't sleep. You will go to the bathroom every minute you get up, every minute you get up, every minute you get up, and then you don't have erection that much. If you have erection, it doesn't last. Those are all the sign of enlarged prostate. Okay, so that's why you got to check it. The only big thing about prostate for men is because men start developing cancer. Some men developing cancer, they do not know. It will happen the same old way. It will make the prostate enlarged. So just go and check it out to see why it is enlarged. Is it enlarged just because it is enlarged because of we call that benign, something that cannot spread. It's swelling, and that swelling do not move from there. It's just swelling like that, you know. So you go and check it out to see it's not cancerous. If it's not cancerous, thank God. Then you can come by and take some medication to reduce the swelling, and you will go on by your normal business. All right, and that is also some of the reason why uh, men develop erectile dysfunction. It is not only the high blood pressure medication, but it is right to take your high blood pressure medication because you have to make sure that your blood pressure is down so that it stop you, it prevent you from developing stroke. We don't want that. Take your medication because right after the age of 40, you should know that your blood pressure is changing. Don't just sit there and say your blood pressure always. No, it's not always. As long your birthday is coming, you keep celebrating birthday every time, every time. After the age of 40, you should know that your blood pressure changes every time you celebrate your birthday. So make sure at that rate you take your medication. If you take your medication, you always take some supplement. Don't just you see your whole body is like the car that you drive. You got to service the car. You got to put oil there. You got to put gas there. You got to change the tire and other things like that in order for your car to last long and to keep you going for a long time. So it's your body. You can't just sit there. You don't want to cut your hair how you look good. Or you don't want to shave how you look good. Okay, you got to look at yourself. You got to look at your body to see how your body is shining the same old way. And year coming back up and down every time year passing by you. You got to make sure that you maintain yourself, and this is how you maintain yourself. They have men vitamin. Men vitamin is restore most of the mineral that we lose when we get to a certain age. So you take that and you continue to look good all the time. And people will say, "Oh, this person do not get old." No, you don't get old because you maintaining yourself. You see, you maintaining yourself. Because we all got blood pressure, but we maintain ourselves. We check our blood pressure, and we learn to eat. We learn to modify our eating. all the fatty food we're eating when we're 12 years old, 13 years old, 11 or like 18 years old. When you hit the age of 30, 40, you're not eating fatty food no more. You're not eating that grease no more. All right. And your food you gotta eat, you gotta make sure that you add more vegetable. You stay eat the balanced diet, that protein, carbohydrate, and little fat, and you take more of your green leafy vegetable that will help you to help your body to develop, to make more iron. In order for the more you get blood, most of the time you will resist many infection. And you got enough, your hemoglobin is high. Hemoglobin is very good. You got like uh, 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 10, 13, 15 gram. It's good. You will always resist most of the diseases. But your hemoglobin is 9, and a little thing will drop you down. You see, always try to eat between your health, eat a balanced diet, and exercise. This is the way to go to maintain yourself. It's always right to do that. This is we discussing men's health. Of course, today we're discussing hydrocele. It's just an accumulation of fluid into the scrotum, where the testicle pass through from the abdomen into the scrotum. All right. When the water sit through there, when that place is not closed, water sit in there. So water drain down there, it comes into the scrotum, and it just bulging like a balloon. Balloon with a whole lot of water. It's not right that way. Okay, so that's hydrocele. So for today, we would like you to know that hydrocele is not dangerous. It's just inconvenient. It embarrass you. Hernia is more dangerous. Prostate is more dangerous. Not taking your high blood pressure is more dangerous. They create stroke and other things like that. We don't want you to have that. And like we said, this platform is for education. We bring you anything that will educate you, that will modify your way of living. Okay, that will increase your sense of humanity. So we want to make sure like all what when we're on break, you are looking at sensor. That sensor share is all right. Make sure that everybody is contact in your neighborhood, everybody is contact in your family, because it gives the government the sense of how many people living in this country, so that when they are providing services, the services will be provided to everybody. That's one of the good things about censorship. Okay, we want you to know that. Thank you for today, and we will be here next Wednesday with another edition of Platform for Education. Until then, bye.